to be an evenly contested matchup was a one-sided drubbing for Terrence Crawford.
Terrence Crawford, again, just brilliance. I mean, he demonstrated exactly what people were talking about. A versatile fighter, a fighter that can fight in any stance. He chose to fight as a southpaw. I mean, the distance was always there. Great for him. The counter-punching and accuracy and power he showed tonight.
Let's revisit the end of this fight when Harvey Dock, I think most people would say appropriately, decided that enough was enough. Spence was attacking and even landing a nice left hand, but he got countered when he threw the left, and that right hook hurt him badly. And then Crawford, with a three-punch combination, it was, pretty extraordinary, ripping the right hook. That right hook became a weapon in this fight that was unstoppable for Spence, and Harvey Dock said, I've seen enough. Here's where we're going to see the counterpunch. Tremendous work by Crawford, and then he follows up with it, and the right hook was just such an important weapon in this fight. And there's another one, and that one really spelled the end.
And again, I can't say it enough. The footwork, look at how the space that he's creating to land those big shots when we talk about Crawford. And big moment there for him, and always in position to hit.
And one last look at this action in which Terrence Crawford landed punches from every angle. Even when it seems like Spence is too close for him to land the perfect counterpunch, he does it. Terrence Crawford gave his best performance on his biggest stage. He has never performed better than this, as great as many of his fights have been. So pretty extraordinary, and that was what finally did it.
Crawford's 87 jabs landed, most by a Spence opponent. Terrence Crawford becomes the first male fighter to become undisputed in 2 divisions. Terrence "Bud" Crawford, who said he started fighting as a child because he was scared. Well, he is one of the scariest fighters in the sport. On top, surviving being shot in the back of the head in his car while counting his money after a dice game.
I can't even celebrate for Crawford for how Spence looked after a fight and during the fight. I can't even celebrate for Crawford. My bets was with Spence because of the damn belt situation. For y'all who don't know, Crawford and Spence fight for 2 different companies that have to work together and come up with a deal to make their fighters fight. So, of course, every company wants the best outcome they can get, and it keeps fights from happening all the time. Well, the Crawford-Spence fight been brewing since I was promoting it back when Floyd and Spence sparred. When nobody was talking about him and Crawford, that was when I was back there promoting the fight back then, and I knew it would catch like wildfire. People just needed to see them both start beating people up, and they joined and start promoting the fight. Well, when it started happening, I was excited, very excited, promoting the hell out of it. And when I saw everybody going for Crawford, I was like, this ain't going to be an exciting fight. Let me put some hype out there. So I started, voting for Spence, pumping Spence left and right, and bringing up reasons why he could beat Crawford. Well, one thing that made me stay with Spence and actually root with Spence with vengeance is the belt situation. How there's 4 belts in a division for y'all who don't know. And your boy Errol went out and fought 3 monsters to win 3 belts, while Crawford he came into the division, and pretty much they gave him a belt fight with Jeff Horn, who was a good fighter. But yeah, Crawford was going to spank this guy. They gave him that fight just to get him a belt to set up this Spence and him situation. So we can't be mad at Crawford's setup for getting that belt. It was fan service. It was for all of us. But at that time, Spence had 1 belt. There were still 2 belts out there. They both could have went and got one. Fought an elite, Kell Brook, Sean Porter. They could have both fought one of them and got a belt each. Well, Spence told Crawford, I'm going to do the heavy lifting. Crawford could have got up off the couch, climbed from up under that bed and said, no, you ain't. Not by yourself. Already see what's coming. I'm going to get a belt too. But he stayed under the bed while Spence went and got the belt from Kell Brook first. And then after he beat Kell Brook, which was a good feat in his own country, he went over to Kell Brook country, took that belt. That was a big feat. Fought wild-ass Sean Porter. and won that belt in a close fight. Sean Porter's actually outboxing him. He was also outboxing Crawford. He beat them both until they both knocked him down. He was winning both fights. Go watch him. He was winning. Crawford came out with his one belt to negotiations and was mad because the negotiations was at $25.75. 4 belts, $25.50, 75, $1. Crawford was 25 cents in. Well, Spence had to give up more to Crawford than what Crawford deserved. After sitting back watching Spence fight all the monsters, get all the belts in one spot, and then coming out shooting a Hail Mary saying, I'll just fight the one guy and try to win them all. Yeah, smart on his behalf, but not encouraging, not honoring to me. Not honoring. If you're going to hide up under the bed and watch him fight all those monsters, take what he gives you. Beat him, take all the belts, and then you get the negotiations after that. But don't try to fight the man with 3 belts and tell him right now I deserve half or whatever. You deserve what he give you because you sat back and watched that. Well, anyway, that's what made me mad about this fight and made me go for Spence even more. So as the fight go on, you know, everybody on paper got Crawford. The casinos got it. You got to win. You bet $149 to win $100 with Crawford. Only $89 to win with Spence. To win $100 on Spence. That was a big one-sided bet on paper. I'm like, no, there's no way it can be that lopsided. No way. So I put money on Spence. The whole house here last night was betting with Crawford. I'm like, man, y'all going with the obvious. I understand, you know. But I walk on the wild side anyway. You know, I'm a wild better. Plus, like I said, I was trying to make things exciting. So, of course, I bet on Spence just to make things exciting. From the second round on, already knew Crawford was going to win. I told everybody, go get your money off the stand. Spence was swinging and bowing his head down. I've never saw him do that. He was bowing his head after swings, like basically giving Crawford free pickings. What is that? Like, you're a fighter. Oh, you don't even have to do that. Just block or parry. You don't have to do that. Just dodge the punches. I hardly seen any sideways head movement last night from you, Spence. No head movement, man. What was that? I know Crawford was using his punching hand for the stiff jab, and it was throwing you off, and that's what made your face look like that over long run. I saw your eye looking bad in the third round or something like that. Your eye started looking bad. I was like, man, yeah, it's over already. But you didn't have to bow your head, man. You was giving Crawford an easy win. I've never saw that Spence before, and I've never saw that Crawford before. Never. But that's your fault, Spence. You brought a rare form Crawford out last night. He was in rare form, and you did it with those head bows. After that, he just started taking you out with those jabs. He wouldn't have got one knockdown on you without forcing it last night. All your knockdown was because of your head bows. And he was just using his jab to push you over. What was that? The first jab was a push over, and then he saw the routine. And he just started pop shotting you and knocking you over. Then he started comboing you. You was ducking the combos. You wasn't getting hit with as many as people thought. But the ones was hitting you, you was acting all dramatic like, I don't know, your life was getting knocked out of you or something like that. More head bows. Bow to the ground. Every time you got dropped, you was head bowing. Wow. Like I said, Crawford's a bad boy. I liked Crawford before this fight with every other fight. I just didn't like him during this fight. I wanted you to win because of the belt situation. After this, I'll be rooting for Crawford again. This was a vengeance thing for me because I saw through that. And I know people who do stuff like that. So I didn't like that in him. But as a smart businessman, he did what he was supposed to do. So I can't be mad at Crawford. I just wish it was more of a big story. Well, anyway. That was heartbreaking. Like I said, watching an elite fighter like Spence go out like that. And you gave it to him. You did that to yourself. I'm out, man. If I could do it all over again, I'd do the same thing. But that's just me. I make things exciting. But damn, like that. I know we can't talk until, we step in the ring with elite champs and fight them. We can't talk. But that's why I'm not sitting back laughing at your defeat. Because like I said, we ain't in the ring fighting an elite fighter, so we can't talk. But now I see why you was quiet during all the press conferences. You was probably over there feeling this. Anyway, Crawford, congratulations, man. It all unfolded into your hands. What will you do with it? I don't see no need for no rematch. I don't see it. I don't want to see Spence get done like that again because I think he got more head bows in him. I don't want to see him head bowing again. Yuck. Everybody had Crawford, man. I was like, this can't be, man. What? On paper, like I said, he's the better fighter, so. Man. Crawford, enjoy your winning, enjoy your belts, man. I don't see no reason for you to stick around at 147 no more. Those belts gonna be with you forever. Like, it's gonna be boring in that division. Who's gonna take them? Spence was the only one that could have gave you a good fight, and you see what he did to himself. So can't blame you for being a smart fighter, eyeing things, seeing what's going on, and taking advantage of it. You did what you were supposed to do. 154, yeah, I can see you going up to 154 and doing something. After I saw that rare form Crawford last night, if you could fight like that again, I can see you going up to 154 and probably winning, probably getting all the belts again. That would shut everything down. Everything. That would shut everything down. I don't think the fighters above that division would be talking after that. Wow. Spence, I don't know, homie, about you going up to 154, especially if Crawford go up there too. Without Crawford going up there, I still don't see you going up there. I don't think you should with them head bows. Man, can you imagine? There are so many fighters in that division to take advantage of those head bows. Nah, don't go up there, man. Just do not do it. If Crawford's jab made you head bow like that, imagine what you're going to be feeling over there. I know you're used to Charlo, but there's more people in Charlo in that division. I just don't know. I don't think you should go up there, and especially if Crawford go up there. Now he going to be expecting you to head bow, and as soon as you do it, he going to make it look just like tonight. Just go, man. Just, you going to go down in the books, man. You had undisputed at your fingertips last night. They slipped. Oh, well, that's what happened in boxing. You know what I'm saying? You're still a good man. You're still a great champion. But, yeah, it's just depressing. It's sad to see that you don't have nowhere else to go from here. If you stay in this division, you're going to be gifted pity belts because Crawford left. Or you're going to have to fight him again if he stay. I don't want neither one of those situations if y'all ask me. And if you move it to 154, he could come up there. He's right. The boogeyman is right behind you. He could come up there again. Or you're going to have other people up there looking for head bows. I don't know what to say, man. I don't. Like, Spence, man, damn. Hate to see you go out like that. I'm out, y'all.